Today I want to talk to you about bulletproof tea. There's a lot of conversation out in the internet, ether world about bulletproof coffee. And while coffee is actually good for you, of course everything in moderation, I happen to be a tea drinker and I absolutely live by bulletproof tea. So for some people they think, well, what is bulletproof tea? What is bulletproof coffee? It's actually in the preparation of the tea itself and or coffee if you're a coffee drinker. And what you're essentially doing is utilizing incredibly high energy, healthy fats to diminish your appetite, to feed the body, the neurological system in particular. And we utilize a number of elements to create this delicious blend of tea that keeps you high energy, mental clarity, lots of focus, and this is really important especially because tea or coffee with just straight caffeine can sometimes cause emotional instability. And for a lot of people out there, they're not even aware that there's two types of caffeine processing that our body does. One of them is known as a slow metabolizer. I happen to fall into that category. I can drink copious amounts of caffeine and not really have it change my energy level in terms of like that jittery feeling. Fast metabolizers of caffeine are the sort of people that have half a cup of coffee and all of a sudden are like squirrels on crack. And they have a real crash after the caffeine has been consumed, which is kind of a downer because the vast majority of us are generally drinking coffee or tea or caffeinated beverage with the hopes that it gives us a little pickup because maybe we didn't sleep as much as we should have, or you had a little too much adult beverage and your sleep was disrupted. But one of the things that I want to share with you today is how to make bulletproof tea. So the first thing that you need is black tea. In my case, I get all my tea from Mountain Rose Herbs, and I use an English breakfast blend and or sometimes Assam because I like that. And then I blend it with a Tulsi chai and yerba mate. Tulsi chai I happen to get from organic India. Tulsi itself is an adaptogen herb. It's considered holy in Ayurveda, which is the science of life that encapsulates or picks up yogic philosophy. And so I get organic Tulsi chai. It's delicious. So then I add a little bit of yerba mate, which is an herb from South America that actually slow releases caffeine and allows you to enjoy caffeine once again without this crazy jitter that can happen. Once I make the tea, you need, as always, boiling water, my handy dandy teapot with the tea in the little strainer. You give it about 3 to 5 minutes to steep. So you want a nice strong brew of coffee or a strong brew of tea. And then when you're ready, 3 to 5 minutes passes, blink, 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 blink. You take your tea and you pour it into your cup. Now you can see this is a nice dark blend. I tend toward liking things strong. You make sure to leave enough room because now comes the addition of all those healthy fats that we were talking about earlier. First one being coconut oil, really important. You want to get organic, cold pressed coconut oil. I use so much coconut oil in my life that I literally order it in 5-gallon buckets. That's probably not for everybody, but you can get good organic cold press from Tropical Traditions online. You can get it from Spectrum, usually right in the South down here in Publix, but just about anywhere you're just looking for organic cold pressed. And then you add some coconut oil. As you can see, I don't measure. Part of what's happening with coconut oil is that you get these medium chain fatty acids, MCFAs, that actually become part of your myelin sheath, which is the wrap that goes around your nerves in your body, and it enables you to conduct more clearly, hence mental focus and energy, the energy from your brain, your spinal column, out to your body. And then additionally, I'm a little sweetie, so I happen to use stevia because it also important to me, maybe not to everybody. I use Sweet Drops. I like these guys. I've used them for years. They're very consistent. Stevia is a non-insulin stimulating sweetener. Some people don't like it. I would then move toward using honey, or I'm not a fan of agave because it's actually really just high fructose corn syrup. It's a lot of fructose, and you don't want fructose. But then I use, isn't this pretty? I use also MCT oil, which is a medium chain triglyceride. Big old dollop of that. And then I like cinnamon. I add and use Vietnamese because Vietnamese cinnamon is world class. Now, the thing is with cinnamon, even just a little dollop every day helps to reduce blood pressure. So not only does it taste good, but it really brings you a health benefit as well. And because I'm a risk taker, I actually drink raw cream. And once again, raw cream and butter in particular, and you're gonna see in just a minute that if you can't find a source for raw cream, because it's not easy, and I use a big old dollop of that too, if you can't find raw cream, you're gonna wanna use butter. Both raw cream and butter actually carry vitamin K and vitamin A, both of which are really hard to find in your diet. In fact, this is one of the best sources of it. So if you can't find raw cream, I use ghee from Ancient Origins. This stuff is the bomb, and you just would take, now this is gonna be really creamy stuff today. Usually I use cream or butter, generally not both, but nice fat tablespoon. I get it in there. Get off the spoon, yo. And then this is an indispensable tool. Aero Latte. This little guy actually comes to you. You can get it on Amazon.com in its own little carrying case, because once you fall in love with this, you're gonna want this shit to go with you everywhere. So you make a nice little froth. Your cinnamon gets mixed in. So now you have a blend of incredibly healthy fats with some slow release caffeine, some tulsi, some chai, all of which chai again is usually cardamom, ginger, clove, black tea. All these things come together to make this literal health bomb that'll carry you through the morning with mental clarity, great focus, a high energy, helping you. And here's the thing, a lot of people, again, still are on that idea that fat's bad for you. It depends really critically on what type of fat you're having. So in this case, these are all healthy fats, medium chain triglycerides, coconut oil, which is a medium chain fatty acid, the vitamin A and the vitamin K in the butter and or cream. All these things come together to give you an incredible amount of energy, health benefits, and that perfect caffeine, let's call it a high. Now, the best thing about this is how delicious it looks and how delicious it actually is. So if you have any questions, or you think I've skipped or missed something in your bulletproof preparation, let me know. You can always visit us as well at www.kodawariyoga.com. Thanks so much for visiting. Have a great day.